What's up, guys? It's your boy TPP, and I'm back with that True Crime Talk live, baby. Let's go. Man, happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. Woo! What a day it is. Man, work was half decent. I started chopping us together a little, a little live for today. You know what I mean? And I get a call. From the school. My kid's sick. I'm like, dang, man. So I go get her and stuff and get her back home, take care of her, get her all situated and stuff. Should be all right. I think it's just a little bit of food poisoning. Should be all right. But I start looking at my news updates and I'm like, what are you? No, I'm reading this wrong. There's no way I'm reading this right, guys. There's no way I'm reading this news report right. It's saying that there's been an arrest in the Tupac Shakur murder case. Like, what? Like, what? Dude. Oh my God. At my age, let me tell you, that Tupac, that was the music of my childhood. That was part of like the soundtrack of my childhood, especially growing up where I grew up in Porterville, California. I grew up in a rough part of town, running around with some rough kids that you may have claimed this or that, but we definitely were listening to some Tupac. So when I saw this, man, it hit me in the feels. I was like, are you serious? Like, conspiracy this, conspiracy that, the West Coast, the East Coast, this, that. I mean, I'm sure all of y'all know all about this, right? You have to. But yeah, guys, I saw this. I was like, my Lord. I remember where I was and what I was doing when I found out Tupac was shot and killed. I remember. We were waiting for football practice. We were waiting for the coach to show up, right? And I was like, I think I was sixth grade. And we're waiting for football, the football coach to roll up. And this, like I said, I was in a bad area of town, right? So my football team had a lot of, rough kids. And hard kids. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. These straight gangsters. These kids were gangsters, man. I'm talking at our age. Like, I'm sixth grade. These dudes got mustaches already. Like, hard dudes, right? Street kids. And two of the hardest dudes get out of their car and they're like, yo, yo, yo. And they got tears in their eyes and they're telling us this. And I'm like, wait, what is going on? And they're like, dude, they killed Pop. And I was like, what is going? Dude, I watched some of the hardest street kids straight crying when we found out Pop got shot. So like I said, guys, when I saw this today, I was like, oh my Lord. I'm so happy that, if this is truth, if this sticks, this is really one of the shooters, a little bit of justice for Pac. So I'm super excited for it. Whether you like this music or not, right? All of us true crimers, we want justice, right? So either way, I was excited. I was like, dude, I just threw out all my other game plans for today's live. I was like, well, looks like we're covering this. So some of you might like it, some of you might not, but either way, we're doing it. But before we jump into the little, the news clips, the videos, whatever I got pulled up, do me a huge favor, y'all. Whether you're here live or your replay gang, can you smash that like, smash that share, put it out there. And if you're new here, smash that subscribe. I promise you won't find a better community, a better channel. All right, guys, let me see who's here in chat. Let me see who's rocking with us already here in chat. Sassy7, good to see you. BM, good to see you. Bees, good to see you. Criminal Med, good to see you. Let me see if who else we got. Looks like that's all we got right now, at least in chat. So let me see what you guys are saying, though. Let me see what y'all are saying. I want to make sure I'm catching the comments too. So you're stoked too, Criminal Med, about this? Oh man, I'm so excited about this. You thought it was the music industry? Well, here's the thing is, I think it's still kind of connected that way. I'll be honest with you, because a lot of this stuff, I mean, when they say music industry, it's just, especially with the rap, the music industry is controlled by, you know what I mean, unsavory characters. And I'm not talking about CEOs of these companies. Dude, rappers literally got to check in when they go places, and that's been the get down for a long time. Let's see what else. Pat Gaines, good to see you. Good to see you, Pat Gaines. But yeah, guys, I'm still tripping though. I still can't believe that this is happening. I never thought that, you know, because it was Pac and Big, the West Coast, East Coast, they both got took out, right? And there's been conspiracies and this and that for so long. I never thought that we would see like an arrest ever. I didn't think there'd be any justice at all. I'm beside myself right now. Joanne Kernan, good to see you, man. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate y'all for being here. Okay, yeah, because like I said, I wasn't sure how popular this topic would be for a lot of people, but for me personally, I just want to cover it anyways. Yeah, how can you not cover this? This freaking Tupac, man. It's Tupac. Even my youngest kid about to be 12, right? And even she knows who Tupac is. So, I mean, we had to cover it. All right, guys, let me go ahead and pull up this first video. So check it out. We're not going to go straight to a news clip. I'm going to pull up this video and this interview, right, that Long Crime did a month ago. Long Crime did a month ago. They did an interview, and I watched it, right? And I was like, there's no way. There's no way with this guy saying that there's going to end up being arrest. There's no way they're going to close this. I was still in a high amount of doubt, right? But I want to go ahead and play this interview they have with Long Crime so you can get a little bit of the background that was going on with the investigation, the current stuff this year before they made this arrest. So we're going to play that first. Let me see what else I got over here in chat. Right? It's going to be, you know, they're going to make movies now. Now that there's some type of maybe an ending to this, there's going to be whole new spinoffs on the movie with Pac's life. But all right, guys, I got it queued up. Give me some ones in chat once I get it rolling so I know you guys can hear it. No, I don't. Who's calling me? 1 second, guys. No, I don't know nobody out there. All right, you trying to sell me some extended warranties on my insurance or something? Get off of me. Let me see what else y'all saying before we get it started. Right? Man, I felt weird making the thumbnail, Bees. I felt weird making the thumbnail. I was so excited too. I thought it came out pretty decent for a quick one because I threw that together pretty quick, right? I was talking to my daughter. But as I was making the thumbnail, I literally went back and just made sure that I was reading all those articles, right, that have come out today. I was like, oh my Lord. All right, guys, go ahead. Hit me with some ones in chat if you can hear this. Let's roll it.
There is very likely going to be an indictment.
Nearly 27 years after rapper Tupac Shakur was killed, an arrest could finally be coming following a search of a Crips gang leader's home.
So I think, you know, he's talked himself into a potential murder charge, and that's why.
All right, I'm seeing ones in chat. Thank you, guys. So check it out too. I feel so smart right now. I feel like I upped my game. So a couple days ago, I was like so frustrated that I'm running everything through StreamYard, right? So you can only see certain stuff in chat through StreamYard. And I was like, man, how can I get around that? I was like, oh yeah, you could do a pop-out screen from your control room. You could do pop-out chat from your control room. Oh my Lord. So now I can actually see your guys' chat on time a little bit faster. I have two things popping, so it's a little distracting, but we'll get over it. You 100%. I'm glad too. And I see the ones in chat, guys. Thank you. All right, guys, let's keep rolling.
Why this thing got rolling again.
The officer who heard Tupac Shakur's last words and a detective who investigated Tupac's murder discussed the case.
The search warrant is a good indication that they have an intention of finally solving this thing officially.
Thanks for joining us here on Law and Crime.
27 years. 27 years, guys. So you can imagine my surprise, being a kid from that era that listened to Pac. When I saw this today, I'm still tripping. I still can't believe we're listening to this. It's crazy. Miss Sassy, good to see you. All right, guys. Let's keep rolling. I'm sorry. I'm just excited, guys. My bad.
I'm Anjanette Levy. Tupac Shakur was one of rap's biggest stars in 1996 when he was shot several times while riding in a BMW driven by Suge Knight on the Las Vegas Strip. Many people thought the case would never be solved, but there's now hope that an arrest could be in the works. Last month, Las Vegas Metro Police.
And like I said, for anybody that's just coming in now, this is an interview that was done a month ago. And it had me, I was in doubt when I heard this interview, but I want you to hear this interview before we play the new current news clips that just came out.
Executed a search warrant in nearby Henderson. The home is owned by Keith Dwayne Davis, who goes by Keefy D, a South Compton Crips gang leader. Keefy has said in his book, Compton Street Legend, and in interviews, that he was in the car with the man who killed.
And a little side note, I'm a firm believer. This joke might get me in trouble. Damn. I'm going to say it anyways. Forget it. I'm a firm believer that if Pac was around, right, if he never got clipped, if Pac was around, I don't think Will Smith would ever got slapped. I'm just going to say it, all right? I'm just going to say it, guys. I feel like if Pac was around, Jada would have turned out different and Will would have got slapped. I mean, wouldn't have did the slap thing. My bad. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have slapped Chris Rock. He wouldn't have seen the whole thing go down. I'm just saying. Jokes. Don't get mad. Jokes.
Shooter, according to Keefy D, his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson. This is what Keefy D told BET's The Death Row Chronicles.
You said the shots came from the back. Big Dre, Orlando. Who shot Tupac?
I keep for Dakota.
There's a press conference at 3:30. Yo. Well, it is barely 12:30 right now. I don't think this live will run until 3:30, but I might jump back on to cover that press conference at 3:30, guys. I might do that. I'm probably gonna do that. Let's just plan on doing that. But let's proceed with this.
The streets. It just came from the backseat, bro.
The shots that killed Tupac Shakur were fired on the Las Vegas Strip on September 7th, 1996. Earlier that night, Tupac, Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight, and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand. Keefy D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and two of their friends were also there. Keefy D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, that the shooting was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and beat him up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight.
Wait up. So, yeah, 3:30 Eastern? West Coast, East Coast? 3:30 now in Virginia. So, is it playing right now? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it real quick, guys. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can pull this up. No. One second, guys. I'm searching. Okay, so I found something. Let's see if this is it. Let me.
This afternoon.
Yeah, this is it, guys.
27 years.
Can you hear it? Give me some ones in chat if you guys can hear it.
27 years. For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old
good to see you.
Dwayne Keith Davis, aka Keefy D, for the murder of Tupac Shakur.
Thank you, Miss Sassy.
Davis was arrested this morning by my LVMPD criminal apprehension team, and this investigation started on the night of September 7th.
My boy's emotional.
1996. It is far from over.
I can't believe this.
Countless hours, really decades of work by the men and women of our homicide section to get to where we are today. Several of those detectives that are standing here with us include Detective.
And I see the ones in chat. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Sassy, thank you so much for letting me know this was popping.
Cliff Mogg, the lead detective on this case. He is now retired. Well, I know there's been many people who did not believe that the murder of Tupac Shakur was important to this police department. I'm here to tell you that was simply not the case. It was not the case back then, and it is not the case today. Our goal at LVMPD has always been to hold those accountable and responsible for Tupac's violent murder accountable, just like we do for every homicide victim in our city. Every single victim, every life that is lost is important and remains a priority to this police department.
I can't believe this.
As we methodically built this case to move forward with an arrest, it was also important that at the same time, we're building towards a successful prosecution.
That's right, baby. That's right.
We work closely with our esteemed district attorney, Steve Wolfson, in his office to ensure.
Hey, Lindley, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. We got the live press conference from the Tupac Shakur murder
That is
arrest.
going to happen.
Smash that share,
Mr.
guys.
Davis's own words reinvigorated our case in 2018. I'm going to give you some of those details, and I'm going to introduce to you our homicide lieutenant, Jason Johansson, and he will provide you many of the details on how we got here today.
Thank you, Sheriff, and thank you everybody for being here today. My name is Jason Johansson, and I'm the homicide lieutenant with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. And my goal here today is to walk you through our investigation and what led us to the indictment of Dwayne Davis, also known as Keefe D, for the murder of Tupac Shakur. This case has been reviewed by our homicide team and homicide detectives for
Thank you, Miss Julie Dell. Mom, good to see you.
over 2.5 decades. And ultimately, our persistence in this investigation has paid off. Let me walk you through a timeline of events that as we know them right now. Prior to September 7th of 1996, as we all know, Tupac Shakur was an artist who was signed with Death Row Records. And that Death Row Records and its CEO, Marion Suge Knight, were closely affiliated with the Mob Piru criminal street gangs, and that they had an ongoing feud with the Southside Compton Crips. Dwayne Davis was the leader and shot caller of the Southside Compton Crips. And both of these gangs operated out of the Southern California area of Compton. On the night of September 7th of 1996, Tupac Shakur, along with Suge Knight, and members of their entourage, which include members of Mob Piru, came to Vegas to attend the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Members of the Southside Compton Crips, which included Dwayne Davis, along with his nephew Orlando Anderson, were also in attendance at the same event. As both were leaving the fight, members of Death Row Records spotted Orlando Anderson near an elevator bank inside the MGM, and at that time they began to kick and punch him near that elevator bank. I will now show you hotel security footage, as many of you have already seen, related to this incident. And on this incident, you will see Tupac Shakur, who's wearing a shiny satiny shirt, along with Marion Suge Knight, who's a large man in a brown suit, punching and kicking Orlando Anderson. Following this incident, you'll see hotel security intervene, and then they will leave the area of the fight.
So he came back and popped Pac because he got beat down for living that gangster life. But that's part of the gangster life too, is these boys come back for you. There is no honor, there's no nothing. It's crazy.
Little did anyone know that it is this incident right here that would ultimately lead to the retaliatory shooting and death of Tupac Shakur.
Oh my Lord. So was it none of the conspiracies, guys? It wasn't it was literally this altercation is what caused it.
Following this incident, Tupac and Suge Knight both left the MGM to make their way to a post-fight party, which was to occur at a local nightclub. At the same time, word of
Viking. Me too. I listen to everything, Viking. So I feel you. You know, Corn's from right here, Bakersfield, where I'm at, right?
spread amongst members of the Southside Compton Crips of what had occurred inside the MGM. And then that's when Dwayne Davis began to devise a plan to obtain a firearm and retaliate against Suge Knight and Mr. Shakur for what occurred inside the hotel against Mr. Anderson. After Davis obtained a gun, he entered into a white Cadillac along with Terrence Brown, DeAndre Smith, and Orlando Anderson.
Can you guys still hear me? I just had a system like reset. Give me some ones in chat if you guys can still hear me. Criminal med, it wouldn't even matter how bad he was injured. This is all about respect or disrespect.
Based on our investigation, this is where we know they were seated.
Thank you, guys. I
At
see the
some
ones.
point in
Thank you.
time, as they were in the white Cadillac, Mr. Davis took the gun that he had obtained and provided it to the passengers in the rear seat of the vehicle. As they were as they were driving west on Flamingo Road near Koval, they located the black BMW, which was driven by Suge Knight, and in the passenger seat was Tupac Shakur. And as they turned around, they pulled up near the passenger side of that vehicle and immediately began shooting at Mr. Knight and Mr. Shakur. Following that shooting, the white Cadillac fled the area southbound on Koval. And after officers arrived on scene, Tupac was later transported to the University Medical Center, where he was treated medically and died approximately 6 days later on September 13th.
Criminal med, but see, there is no overkill with them. I mean, look at the YNW Melly trial, right? Regardless if he did it or not, like, think about that. That supposedly that all kicked off some stuff that happened in LA. Altercation at a studio in LA is from what I understand. But just think about that. Like, 2 people ended up dead. They shot the hell out of that vehicle from the inside or outside. Who knows? But now with gangs, man, there ain't no overkill. You disrespect somebody in a gang, they coming at you with everything they got. They don't care. That is true. Welcome. That's an interesting name. YouTuber. Interesting name, but definitely on point with that comment. All right, let's keep going, guys.
My homicide section handled this investigation from its onset and for a short amount of time. And within a short amount of time, what we knew was that we were working a gang investigation where our victims, our witnesses, and our suspects were all from Southern California and not local to Las Vegas. Within the first few months of the investigation, our detectives knew most of the information I just briefed you on. However, we never had the necessary evidence to bring this case forward and present it for criminal charges. As time went on, this case had been reviewed multiple times by different investigators assigned to my section.
Real quick, guys, I do the fairly stop, right? Just, make sure that we're doing this proper. Let me catch up real quick in chat. I want to see what you guys are saying. Which side am I on in the Melly trial? Criminal med? I think he did it. I read the affidavit. I didn't just watch the trial. I actually read the affidavit, picked it apart. And I know it's all circumstantial on the Melly murder, but I think he did it. I'll be honest with you. I really do think he did it. But, that's just me. Hey, Pit 10, good to see you. Thank you for being here. All right, guys, I'll shut up. We'll continue.
But it wasn't until 2018 that this case was reinvigorated as additional information came to light related to this homicide. Specifically, Dwayne Davis's own admissions to his involvement in this homicide investigation that he provided to numerous different media outlets. In our section, we knew at this time that this was likely our last time to take a run at this case to successfully solve this case and bring forth a criminal charge. It was at that time that this case was assigned to Cliff Mogg, a detective within my homicide section. And over the last 5 years, my section worked closely hand in hand with the Clark County District Attorney's Office and followed a systematic investigative plan over the last 5 years. We've conducted countless interviews and corroborated numerous facts that were not only consistent with the crime scene on the night of the incident, but also corroborated and were consistent with the sequence of events that night. This ultimately led to us procuring a search warrant, which was executed at Mr. Davis's residence in Henderson, Nevada. And following the execution of that search warrant, in close coordination with the District Attorney's Office, this case was presented to the grand jury, which ultimately led to Davis being indicted on charges of murder. Before I hand it off to the District Attorney's Office, I would be remiss if I didn't thank Detective Mogg and all the other detectives that were not only assigned this case and reviewed this case, but all the other detectives from other agencies that assisted us in this investigation. They know who they are, and thank you very much for all the assistance you provided. It does not go unnoticed. And lastly, one of the most important things, in my opinion, is we need to make this be a reminder that the charge of murder does not have a statute of limitations. This
Good to see you, lunch lady. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here on this crazy breaking news, this live press conference.
agency has been and is invested in solving our cold case homicides so that we can bring closure to those families and justice for those victims of homicide. And with that, I will turn it over to the Clark County District Attorney, Steve Wilson.
Thank you, Lieutenant Johansson. I appreciate it. Good afternoon. I am the Las Vegas, Clark County District Attorney, Steve Wolfson. It has often been said, justice delayed is justice denied. It's a quote we hear often and for many, many years when talking about our legal system, but not in this case. Today, justice will be served in the murder of Tupac Shakur. I'd like to acknowledge the relentless work of the many Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department homicide detectives. We've mentioned Detective Cliff Mogg many times, and we can't mention his name enough. He is the detective, along with his colleagues, that brought this case here today to you. A Clark County grand jury has indicted Dwayne Keith Davis with 1 count of open murder with use of a deadly weapon with a gang enhancement. Davis will appear in court in the next few days or so for a hearing to determine his custody status and to set a jury trial date. This grand jury has been receiving evidence for months and has determined that there is sufficient evidence to justify the filing of this criminal indictment. I've assigned 2 of my top prosecutors, Mark DiGiacomo and
Guys, I seen that. Chills, bro. I got chills. I had straight up got them goosebumps popping right now. This is hit me in the feels big time. Finally, some good stuff, right, guys? We be covering so much bad stuff all the time, and I try my best to make the bad stuff light as we can, but damn, finally some good news on a Friday, baby. Not no founded this body, no kid missing, no none of that. Like the big news is this, and I'll take it. I'll take a. This is a W for a Friday, guys.
Banu Palal to prosecute this case. I know a lot of people have been watching and waiting for this day. Tupac Shakur is a music legend, and for a long time, this community and worldwide have been wanting justice for Tupac. Today, we are taking that first step. Tupac was actually quoted as saying,
Penny Riddle, good to see you.
"Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive. Never surrender." Well, we didn't surrender thanks to the great work of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department under the leadership of Sheriff Kevin McMahill, Lieutenant Johansson.
Good work,
retired
guys.
Detective Cliff Mogg.
Freaking
I am
good work.
proud to announce the return of this document.
I don't think a lot of people understand. There's going to be parties tonight. This is a Friday. Friday night parties are going to be lit, and they're going to be bumping pop tonight. I'm going to tell you that right now. And not just the young kids, people all the way up in their 40s and 50s are going to be bumping pop tonight and be drinking and having a good time. I can guarantee you this. LA, yo, it's going to be lit in LA. I can promise you that. Tonight is going to be lit.
This is the indictment we've been waiting almost 3 decades for. It spells out the facts and circumstances and what justifies a Clark County grand jury in returning an indictment. Justice will be served. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I just like to say that the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department homicide section year over year solves over 90% of the homicides that occur in our jurisdiction. You won't find that anywhere else.
Good to see you, Map. Good to see you. Can you believe this stuff, Map? Can you believe this stuff, Map Investigates? Yo, they finally did it. Man.
In the United States. For those family members that have lost somebody that we haven't solved that case, I want you to know, just like in this case, we're not going to give up.
Tashi! Good to see you, Tashi. Can you believe this, Tashi? It's crazy.
I also say to you that as we begin, we're going to take a couple of questions. I want you to remember in your questioning that this investigation, subsequent arrest, and now indictment is only the beginning of the process. And we are committed and invested in ensuring a successful prosecution as we move forward. So with that, we'll take any questions that you might have.
Yo, he is proud. You could see that emotion in his face.
Ken?
Are you been in touch with the Shakur family, anyone within here today? And if so, can you characterize what they told you? The family has reached out to my office. I imagine also to Metro.
How many of you got a Pac song bumping in your head right now? I wish I could play it and not get stricken. Like, I really do. I wanted to open this live with playing some Pac. I really wanted to bad, but I didn't want this to get yanked.
We've been in communication with them. We understand that they are welcoming this news. They are pleased with this news, and they are certainly aware of the return of this indictment. Do you anticipate them being at court for arraignment of Mr. Davis? I don't think they'll be at the arraignment. I mean, that's a relatively short hearing, but I know that they'll be involved. I know that they'll want to be apprised of what goes on a frequent basis.
Go back. Can you talk about any of the statements that you made that piqued your curiosity again or got you back into this case?
Jason, you want to answer that? We're not going to talk about any particular statements, but maybe he can address that.
Akita Lover. That's your new. I haven't seen her before. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
What I'll say is there's a lot of stuff that's going to come out when it comes time for trial, but he provides his own series of statements that are very consistent with the evidence that we have on the scene that we've obtained through our investigation. I'll leave it at that.
Can you identify anything that came from the service of the warrant in July that you didn't know before?
Yeah, that's a good question. What I'll say about the search warrant that we did in July, that we obtained information or evidence during that execution of that search warrant that corroborated information obtained through our investigation. And I'll leave it at that until we go to trial. Go ahead.
Yo, guys, this trial is going to be something else. We covering this because he got a bunch of questions he can't answer. And now I got questions I need answered. I'm excited, guys. I'm so excited. I'm freaking jacked. This is Awesome Friday. I'm so damn excited. Oh my goodness. Yo, I cannot wait for this trial. Oh.
So as I stated earlier,
I'm sure you guys couldn't hear that. I could barely hear that question either. We'll listen to the answer. We'll see if we can formulate what the question was.
In this case, the only living suspect related to this investigation is Dwayne Davis. All other three suspects are deceased.
You guys heard that, right? All other suspects are deceased. This was it for justice, guys. This was it, and they did it. Well, we still got the trial, right? We still got the trial. But check this out, too, before I forget this thought, this kind of side thought. If this wasn't the music industry, now we know it's not the music industry that, took him out, all the conspiracies and crazy stuff. This was just straight up gang violence, right? Somebody got disrespected, so they went and killed one of the biggest rap stars in history. So that being said, if this was a gang thing, that kind of dispels all the conspiracies, and especially ones that lead to Tupac still being alive. A lot of people thought it was the music industry. He faked his death and he's off somewhere. I've never really bought that myself. I think it'd be too hard to hide in today's society with all the technology. But I think this dispels the myths, right? It kind of does. Like, this is plain and simple. This is gang violence. Plain and simple. And it's still happening to this day. We still have young kids out doing the same stupid crap, killing each other over the same thing. Times ain't changed. What they rap about is different, completely different, night and day. At least back in our day, the 90s, the rap was had a little bit to it, but I digress. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let me catch up over here. Let me see. Yep. Let's see what else. What? Huh? Pat Gaines. You never heard of Tupac Shakur, Pat Gaines? You never heard of this case? Oh my Lord. I mean, he's a rapper from the 90s, so I mean, I guess, I could see some people not know who he is. But still, in true crime, this case has floated around true crime for a while. This has had conspiracies all over it. I'm surprised that, I figured everybody knew about this one. Yes, I agree, Criminal Med. Now they're doing the same thing, except way more sloppy. It's crazy. It is. Man, this makes me a little bit more excited, though, about covering the YNW Melly trial. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think this many people show up for a rapper case. All right, let's keep rolling, guys.
Yes, well, under Nevada law, and this is the law in most states in this country.
Oh, don't be sorry, Miss Pat Gaines. I was just surprised you ain't heard about it. This is probably the biggest thing in the news cycle right now. I'm guessing this is going to eclipse everything else we've been talking about for a while. I wouldn't be surprised right now if there's a bunch of other true crime content creators covering this live.
You can be charged with a crime whether you're directly involved or whether you're an aider and abetter. We have an aiding and abetting statute, which provides that if you help somebody commit a crime, you can be equally as guilty. The best example is two guys that agree to commit a bank robbery, and one of them goes into the bank with a gun and actually commits the robbery, and the other guy is the getaway driver. Never went in the bank, but he assisted the guy that went in the bank, so he's equally guilty. That is one of the theories in this case as well.
Question.
Do investigators believe that Davis was the only person behind the plan to kill Tupac, or was he one of multiple people who came up with this plan?
I think the best way to characterize that is Dwayne Davis was the shot caller for this group of individuals that committed this crime, and he orchestrated the plan that was carried out to commit this crime.
So all the other suspects are dead. They gone. We can't get justice on them. But the main shot caller, the guy that devised the whole plan, because he got his, he got smoked in the casino. The main guy that devised the whole plan, that's the guy that we got. Dude, it's about as good as it's gonna get, man. As good as it's gonna get. Yeah, the other guys should have had justice served upon them, but at least we got the main guy. And come on, dude, you know that everybody that was involved with that murder was looking over their shoulder till the day they died. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
We know that he obtained it from a close associate. That a lot of the actual details of who specifically, all that come out at trial, but he obtained it from a close associate of his.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate
Thank you.
Live from the streams.
That's it on the press conference, guys. Well, okay. The press conference totally took me off of what we were gonna watch. I was gonna roll us through that first video that we were watching, right? But literally what they just covered in the press conference was everything I was gonna cover in the two videos I had pulled up we started watching. So I guess we won't cover those because it's pointless right now. But yeah, man, I'm still just shocked, guys. I'm so shocked. Yo, all right. So let me see what you guys are saying in chat. Let me see what y'all are saying in chat. Hindsight's good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, if you guys are just showing up, if you want to go back and rewatch the press conference part, the press conference is gonna, fill you in on all the details of what's going on. Besides the press conference thing, I would just tell my little story about where I was the day that I found out Pac got shot. And yeah, that's pretty much all it was. Let's see. All right, guys. Oh man. Wow. I don't even know what to say. I'm super stoked though. I'm so freaking happy. And I can't wait for the trial, guys. We follow this trial, right? We follow this trial for sure. Do you guys think he's going to be convicted? Give me some ones in chat if you think they have enough to convict him. Let me see. It's 20 of you in here. Let me see some ones in chat if you think the conviction's going to stick, and this guy's going to be get the guilty verdict. Let me get some ones in chat. I want to see what you guys are thinking. All right. I'm seeing some ones. I'm seeing a lot of ones. All right. Oh, Sassy with the 2. Sassy, you just being a contrarian? Let me see what else. Okay. Let me change that up. All right, it looks like most of y'all think that they're going to get the conviction, because you would think, right, if they had enough after this many years to indict him, they got to have enough to convict him. Whatever they found in that search, definitely has to be enough to convict him. All right. Let me jump back over here. See if there's any more information I can glean before we jump off here. All right, that's it. That's all I'm finding right now. That's about all the information I think we're gonna get on this situation until we get closer to the trial. Yo, we're definitely covering that trial. Man, let's see. Oh yeah, Tashi, if you're still in here, or anybody that's in here, is game night tonight? Is Carson having game night tonight? I just want to find out real quick before I jump off here. It's going to kind of dictate on what else I do today. Let me see what else y'all saying. Yeah, there's possibly more to it, Sassy. There's possibly more to it. What's crazy, Criminal Med, is think about that, right? So this many years later, they have enough information to get the search warrant, and they go in, and this dumbass still has evidence, incriminating evidence. Like, are you serious? How dumb are you? Thank God he was that dumb, but my Lord. Okay, so game night's tonight? Okay. So yeah, maybe I'll do some pre-records tonight, get that ready for later on this weekend in the week. Yeah, because I don't know if I'm going to come back on live again today, guys. I might work on some premieres. And because, man, there's so much stuff I want to cover. And then today, too, I'm going to reach out to Chris Odom. If you guys remember from yesterday, the Matt Odom case, I'm going to reach out to him today and see if I can get him on the phone, at least talk to him, see if I can get some inside information and stuff on that case. But I'm really hoping that he'll come up, and even if I have to do a pre-record with him on the studio and we can like hash it, I can watch it with you guys live. I'm super excited about the idea of that. I think it'll be a really good way to get that case out there more. And then it'll be our first interview on the channel. I think it'll be super awesome. Map's hosting Carson's tonight. Mav is hosting on Carson's channel. Okay. Arrogance. Massive amount of arrogance to keep incriminating evidence around for that many years. Like, you're a dumbass. Absolutely. Arrogant dumbass. Yeah, you guys let me know if the game shows tonight or tomorrow night, because that will dictate on what I do. Because if certain people aren't going to be live this evening, I'm gonna come back on and be live. But But if that game show's tonight, then I'd rather be at the game show and support her. Yeah. Hey, give me 1 second. All right, I'm back, guys. My bad. I just had to handle something real quick. Bougie says, this is exciting. Haven't heard of the press conference yet. Well, you just roll back, Bougie. We covered the press conference. Super exciting day, though. That would be nice to know, too, Keita Lover. That would be awesome if we got the answers to both of those murders. That'd be great. Like, absolute answers. Right? That dude was seriously dumb to have incriminating evidence around that long. So tomorrow night is game show night, or tonight is game show night. Maybe Tasha, you just send me a message once you find out, because I'd like to know. I want to know where we're kicking it tonight, whether I'm hosting the kick it spot or if the game show's happening. That's probably what it was too, right? But think about it too, Criminal Med. You know, all those people that were involved were probably crapping themselves, because think about how big of the blowback it was, right? Everywhere, everybody was upset about this. So all of a sudden you unalived a big, huge rapper, and then the whole world is pissed off about it. Those dudes probably hid that secret for a long time. I mean, they probably didn't even talk about it. Because think about it. You did something, you thought you were being gangster, and all of a sudden the whole world's going to hate you now. Those dudes, I'm telling you, those guys, all the ones that aren't alive anymore, and the dude that's locked up now, about to serve hopefully the rest of his life behind bars, they were probably looking over their shoulders constantly. At least in my mind, I hope they were. I hope their lives were miserable. I hope they were constantly in fear, anxiety that somebody was going to come clap them. Let's see what else y'all are saying. Okay, I got you, Tashi. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Oh, no problem, Bees. No problem, man. Thank you guys for being here. Well, I covered it, man. I was kind of covered regardless, but I'm happy to see this many people show up, and we're interested in hearing about it. True, that could be it too. Like, look how much power I have. Look what I got away with, right? I took out Pac. What you gonna do? You better listen to orders, right? Probably is, the underlings. All right, you message Carson, PM? Cool. That's what I was thinking too, Bees. I thought they were connected, to be honest with you. I thought they were connected for the longest time, both those, the Biggie and the Pac thing. But like, if this is true, this whole incident that went down, I don't think they're connected. Not like this one caused that one. Well, I don't know. I take that back. One could have caused the other one because of the conspiracies that were flying around. But yeah, it looks like they didn't take each other out. It looks like other people took them out. Biggie Smalls is another, world famous, one of the best rappers to ever live. Him and Tupac had a little East Coast, West Coast beef, Pat Gaines. And they both ended up getting unalived. Is super tragic. If they found Biggie's killer too, and they got a rap on that, that would be crazy, guys. It'd be so crazy. Yeah, no, like this is definitely got. I mean, I'm telling you right now, like every news station is probably covering this ad nauseum, and every YouTuber that's doing true crime, every YouTuber that's doing rap or reactions to music is covering. I guarantee most of the internet and YouTube is probably covering this right now. Let's see what else y'all are saying. Yo, yeah, your sons they'll be shocked. Hey, we're putting you up on game. Now you get to act like you know more than they think that you know. You know what I mean? Be like, I always know more than what you know, what you think I know. Yeah, same Criminal Med. I think everybody genuinely like both of them. I don't care if you're East Coast or West Coast. Even all of my buddies that I grew up with, all the little street kids out here on the West Coast, they listen to both of them. They love both of them. Yeah, see, Tupac was a rare gem because of what he rapped about, man, and who his parents were. He was different, man. He was different. Dude was like, he was a poet and a rapper. He was an actor. He was freaking talented on so many levels. Let's see what else y'all saying in chat. Yeah, you have to tell me how they react, Pat, whenever you start bringing up, Tupac and stuff, talking about, they found his murderer. I'd drop it on him. And you know what, Pat Gaines, you want to really mess the kids up? Just text them right now. Be like, can you believe they found Pac's murderer? And say it like that. Just put PACS. Yo, they'll trip out that you're sending them that. I swear they will. They'll be like, what the hell? How does she know about this? Yep, he tried to be. He tried to be he tried to be, as far as rappers went, he tried to be that different one. But he still lived that life, man. He still lived the life. All right, guys. Looks like I have caught up in chat, and I'm not seeing anything else with any more information popping out. Like I said, we're probably not going to see anything else on this until it starts getting close to the trial. We'll get trial dates, stuff like that. And I'm sure everybody's going to be watching that area, all the news from that area now, to make sure you're on top of it when any news breaks on it. But get ready, dude. This Tupac trial is going to be huge, guys. This Tupac trial is going to be one of the bigger trials. And it'll probably happen next year, maybe the year after, right? But when this trial hits, it will be one of the most broadcasted trials. I can almost guarantee it. It's going to rival some of the big ones we've had recently, for sure. Yeah, Pat. Definitely get your boys. Hit your boys up and give them the details. Be like, I'm into true crime, so I just want to put you on the up. Let's give you the information. Breaking news. You heard, right? They got the man that got Pac. I swear your boys will be tripping. I want to hear about it. You're more of a Snoop fan? I'm a Cali boy, so, I rock with all these guys. Tashi, I've been rocking with all these guys since, I was a kid. I wonder what I wanted to know Snoop's statement. Snoop's going to put out a statement, right? Because he owns the record label now, right? So it's like Snoop's got to put out a statement. I'm sure like all the main bigger rappers are putting out statements. Matter of fact, let me check real quick, guys. Let me see if I can pull up anybody's statements that people are making. Let me see. Man, I don't have my X set up on this. Dang it. All right, I'm not going to mess with that. Maybe later I'll pull up a bunch of comments from all the other celebrities on it. We'll do a little fly through and see what everybody's talking about on it. I don't know. I just know that this is going to be the news cycle for the next couple of days. Everybody's going to be lit. Unless something crazy pops off this weekend, this will probably replace some of the other stories. People are going to start rehashing all the details of it. It's going to be crazy. Let me see what else y'all are saying. Thank you, bees. Thank you. Yeah, man, I can't believe it. This is so crazy. Let me see. Yo, I'm interested to see what Pat's kids say when she drops that info on him. That's gonna be funny. All right, guys. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, guys. I'm gonna do some housekeeping on the channel. There's a couple thumbnails I need to change, some things need to be revamped. I'm gonna go ahead and download a couple other of my apps I usually use just on my phone over to the computer, like my Instagram, my X, all that stuff, so that I can start pulling up more information for us while we're live. Because that just bothered me that I can't pull up comments. I want to see what everybody's talking about. All right. So yeah, that's it. I'm caught up in chat. Thank you guys for being here for this breaking news. It's insane. And like I said, when I jump off here, on top of the housekeeping I'm gonna do on the channel, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get a hold of Chris Odom and to see if we can get him to do an interview and talk about his brother. You know what I mean? We can honor him and get the case out there a little bit more. I think it'll be awesome. But other than that, man, I hope you guys are having an awesome, super amazing Friday. If my friend don't have her show later, I'm gonna be back live. If not, then I'll see y'all over there at the game show. But that being said, it's your boy, the real Piscine Predator, aka TPP baby. Much love, you all. I'm out. Peace.